Now let's understand the components also. So here, when you're designing this customer journey, you should first start with the goals. So what is the objective? Why you're creating this customer journey map? So understanding the goals is important. So that is review the goals. So consider organizational goals for the product or service at large and specific goals for a customer journey mapping initiatives. Why are you creating this journey? What is the need? What is the goal? Okay, so understanding that is important. Next is second is research. So gather research. Okay. So review all relevant user research, which includes both qualitative and quantitative findings to provide insights into the customer experience. So you should understand everything about the customer, about the market, and use that research if there is any existing research. If not, you should go and do the research. Now, once you have the research, you should also try and understand all the touch points. Okay. So as a team, generate a list of the customer touch points and the channels on which those touch points occur today. So in order to solve the problem, what are the touch points that the user uses? Okay. Fourth is empathy map. This is one of the most important thing. So get a well-rounded sense of how it feels to be that personal in this experience, especially focusing on what they are thinking, feeling, seeing, hearing, saying, and doing. So understanding users is very important, and understanding their thought process and their expectations from the products. So now once you have the understanding of the customers and the users, what we do is like we start brainstorming. So the designers should brainstorm, come up with a lot of different ideas, and the goal of brainstorming is to generate as many ideas as possible in a short period of time. So yes, brainstorming is done and a lot of ideas comes out of this brainstorming. After this, what we do is like we create affinity diagram. So affinity diagram is what? Affinity diagram basically is the logical arrangement of all the findings from the research, and it really helps us shift from casting a wide net in the exploring many possibilities to gaining focus on the right solution for this audience. Okay, so once you have understood like, okay, so these are the different things that the user wants, you can then select the important ones and start working to solve the important problems and the needs. So once the affinity diagram is done, what we do is like we straight away get into designing the journey. So put together all the pieces, timelines, touch points, channels, emotional highs and lows, and all the wonderful new ideas the team generated for how to improve the future customer journey. So whatever discussion happened, basis the understanding and so on. So we try to create this journey. And in this, we try to, yes, present that in the journey map that how what I showed. Along with that, we also try to put all the emotional highs and lows, and also the understanding the gap, and also how to fill in or push our products and services through those gaps. And once you have this, what we do is like we redefine. So basically, we finalize this and convert this into digital format. And once we have the digital format, we share with everybody in the team. That really helps in keeping everyone on the same page, and everyone has a common understanding of who the customer is and what is the expectation of the customer, and also what is the general journey that the customer takes when he's using the product or when he's taking the service. Now let's understand with an example. So you are at home and you want to order a new mobile phone from an e-commerce website. So what will you generally do? As a customer, you do take all the steps from browsing the products, comparing the features, price, brands, etc., and then finally ordering the mobile phone after doing the research, right? So there is a need that you want to buy a phone. Next step is what? You'll go online, check different websites, compare price, features, brands, and once you have thought that, okay, so this product is good and this is what I want to buy, you actually go and order that, right? So if the e-commerce company has mapped their customer journey well, then the customer will be able to order mobile phone smoothly. In case it's not well planned and designed, the process will not be smooth and would have hurdles in the order process. So for example, if the mapping is not done properly, so what will happen is there will be like frictions, and because of that, people will not be able to buy products. This will in turn return in complaints and bad reviews. So because of that, what will happen? People will face a lot of problem, difficulties. Okay. And as a result of that, what will happen is you'll get a lot of bad reviews and complaints. So the customer might use the platform to order again in future. He might again try and use the platform. But in case if he faces the problem, same problem again, then what will happen? He will never use your platform. He'll never come and buy a product. Why? Because by that time the mental model will be something like, this company doesn't care about the experience, about the platform, and the technology is broken and so on, so he'll never come back to your platform, to your website, to your product, and use your product. So by better understanding the customers, we can better deliver on their expectation. So that's why this UX process is so important. Staying connected with the users, taking their regular feedback, understanding their problems, pain points is very important. So there are a lot of different templates that you can browse online. You can go check and then use these templates. So this is template by NNG Group. So here we have this persona, scenario, user expectation, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, doing, thinking, saying, insights, internal ownership. So you can go online and check a lot of these different templates. You can use any of these templates. This is another template. Okay. Similarly, this is another one from interactiondesign.org. So there are different stages, and understand this, right? There's customer goals, customer goals, customer goals. So what are the things that the customer expects in each stage? And apart from that, what are the emotional highs and lows? So that's the empathy map. And these are all the mediums or the channels. And then the two important things that's very important for the CX designer is understanding the opportunities and idea to improve. So what is the gap? What is the problem? And how to use those gaps and then serve the customers. Okay. And sometimes, yes, we also include like who is responsible for what part. Okay, like in the stage 1, if it's marketing, so marketing team would be responsible for that particular stage. So similarly, we map these also sometimes. Again, there are a lot of different templates. You can go to UXpress, see these templates. So whenever you're designing this customer journey, always create this empathy map. It's important. Okay, this really helps you understand whom you're creating this product for or the experience for. So what can we find out with user journey mapping or customer journey mapping? Understanding and empathizing with customers lays the groundwork for meaningful interactions and successful business outcomes. It also provides a tangible framework for all CX activities. So once you have understanding about who the customers are and what is the journey that they take, you can easily craft the experiences around that. So what steps are the users going through until they reach their goal? Understanding that, yes, it really helps. How does the interaction of the user with the product or this service currently work, and how should it ideally work? So here you can create two kind of customer journey, how it's now and what should be the ideal one. You can create and compare. What factors influence the users during their interaction with their product? So what are the different factors that influence? So you can understand by checking all the emotional highs and lows. What difficulties, pain points does the user face along the user journey? So this could be like mapping the gaps and mapping the pain points, right? And how can the product support the users better in reaching their goals? So what can be improved? Again, understanding the friction point or the frictions and then working on it to improve it. Where can the user experience be optimized to strengthen the customer relationship in the long run? After mapping the customer journey, if you see that, okay, so this is the stage where the customer generally is not happy, then you can focus on that part of the experience and then improve it. And that will help you create good relationship with the customers. How is using the product or service different for different target groups? Now, depending upon the personas, so you might have to create different customer journey map, right? And by creating different journey map, you can easily understand how they use the product and what is their expectation from the product. And by understanding those the needs of different personas, you can really create good experiences. How does customer journey map helps? Understand the end-to-end customer experience, right? It really helps to understand what is the complete journey of the user. It helps communicate and align internal business units. So once you have the customer journey map, you can circulate that within your team and other teams also. And once everybody has the same document, so they can easily communicate and align, right, depending upon their KRAs. So create internal visibility and accountability. Now, once everybody has the common understanding, so everybody starts using this, and because of that, there is visibility of this. And also, as I said, you can tag it or tag the responsibility of different teams at different stages So you can easily map that, and because of that, accountability can also be put in place. So strategize and activate. So you can strategize your next steps. You can work on it, like what to be done, how to be done, and what are the different opportunities and so on. So you can strategize basis those things. That's basically planning. And also you can measure. Okay, so the version 1. By mapping that, you can see like where is the problem, and then later on, like 3 months down the line, you can create another customer journey map and see like how the experience improved and so on. So right, so defining methods to measure progress and govern changes to CX and UX, so you can easily measure and check and then grow. And it also helps you visualize the future, so creating a future state journey map to generate ideas, then in creating a vision for the future. So depending upon what is the current journey, you can easily do the research and follow the process and map your future journey map, so the ideal journey map, and then work to achieve that.